Hello, it's Alyssa with Holistic Living. Welcome back to part 2 of February's tarot read. So for this question, I wanted to ask about the energetic event that I was seeing that I talked about in my live yesterday. I've been seeing this for about a week. I've been seeing it all along, but for a week, they've really been showing me that we're in the energy of it now. And I was seeing it, some people kind of mention solar flash or this kind of event. I don't quite see it quite like that. I get it more as it's a frequency. So it's a frequency beam. So, and really it's to kind of shake those out of and instantly shake people out of a super low frequency. So what I see, you could take it as it resonates, but what I've been seeing is that it pretty much is going to eliminate anything and everything that's not in a neutral frequency. So you won't be able to be here, but you're going to have the instant choice of ascend or exit for those people under that threshold. It's one or the other. The time of slowly learning is over. So we're at the point now where it's happening. And then in a few years from now, it'll be the same thing. It'll be up here. This will be the threshold. So, okay, if you're not at this frequency, then you have to go. Then a few years later, if you're not at this frequency, you have to go. It's like that on purpose. It was designed this way because that's how the physical space is as far as energy goes. That's how it has to shift. So, the energy here on the ground here in Mother Earth is not going to sustain lower energies anymore, at least below neutral. It's just not. It's part of the ascension process. It's part of our journey. It's something we all agreed to. It's something we all knew going in. So it's definitely not a surprise. So the first thing that I got when I pulled cards on it, interestingly, was the Five of Pentacles, which is physical change, which is also what appears to people like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Like it appears maybe rough at first, but I got this is physically it's already happening and it's going to happen physically. So we are physically going to be seeing the shifts, the changes, the quick energy come in, and we are going to see what that does on the physical space, which means it's not just energy related. It's a frequency that starts off, but what it's really meant to do is to eradicate anything, like I said, that's not at a certain frequency space. And like I also said, I talked about on my live, you will have the option of either ascending or exiting. So you will have that tower moment in an instant. And I'm talking like in an instant. It's going to hit you like a bullet kind of, but worse, I feel. And it's going to make you feel like, oh my gosh, what is happening? Who am I right now? It's going to make you feel a little loopy if you have not been actively on your ascension journey already, because people have had, really, they've had their whole lives, but they've really had 3 years of kind of waking up to the, systemic corruptions across the board. That's what this is. It's not about politics. It's above politics. It's light versus dark, good versus evil, however you want to put it. It is a much higher thing at play for the earth space altogether. And what happens here in the earth space affects the whole universe and the cosmos going out. So there are, it's endless, but at least around kind of near here. So what happens here has a huge impact on not just us, but out there in the ethers, I'll tell you. So without getting too far into that whole thing, I feel like it is going to be still a choice, still an option. So it is going to be given to you. There's going to be an offer given to people. Okay, are you coming or going? What are you doing? So people who know what's going on and who are awake to the spiritual aspect of it. So if you're awake to the physical aspect, that's great. That's needed. But it's going to force you into that tower to amp up to the next space. If you're someone that's been a runner, if you're someone that has been running from your ascension journey, you want nothing to do with it, you think it's about politics, you don't want to look at it, it's almost like, you may have not signed up to stay here. So whether or not you got this won't even matter. It's about frequency all across the board. So it's not necessarily just about this, although this was a huge impact in something. It was a soul choice for sure, but this is different. So this is above that. So Whether or not you got that doesn't necessarily make it as much of a difference. It's more about your frequency, because you could have gotten that, but now you've risen your frequency enough to where you're like, okay, I understand. So now what do I need to do? Now let me work on this. So there's different aspects to what I see here. But if you have really been working your way up, and you see your life has been changing and evolving, then this is not going to affect you as much as a person. What it will do, though, is affect every family. It's going to affect every family. It's going to affect every system. It's going to affect everyone everywhere. Excuse me. So I feel like, you're going to have to help support in some way. You're going to have to remain the strength and balance for others. So everyone has their own role in this, okay? Then I got the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is healthy. They're joyful. They're abundant. So she's very, she's done the work, and she's kind of enjoying the physical aspect of what's coming. So this is what we are going to have here. Earth was meant to be a heaven on earth. It was meant to be like a big play area, a big place where souls could come and experience the physical, the smells, the warmth, the smells of flowers, the taste of food, and coffee or whatever you want, the feel of warmth on your body, and to play dress up and to go have fun and experience. That was what being a human was supposed to be about. But this earth space and this got kind of taken over and manipulated. So that's what we're breaking free from. That is not how it was intended. That is not how the creator intended it, but it was a battle. And so it has been not with the creator itself or himself, however you want to phrase that, but just beneath. So it's got, we're rebalancing now. And we have a lot of off-world energy helping us. So it's not just us. There is a lot of, the High Priestess has a lot to do with off-world energy. It has a lot to do with higher technology, higher beings, higher play, universal energy, a lot more at play that people understand. So when you're kind of have these surrounded, it means that we've done the work, we put in the work, and we're getting to the point where we can allow this energy to step in now. Because, really it has to be a choice. Because we do have free will here. So everything is a choice. But collectively, when more are in their power than are not, when more are awakened than are not, when more are standing up to the dark than are not, when more are standing in the balance of their light than are not, then we allow that other energy to take place. We allow that to kind of take over. So that is what I see. And I feel like we are in that energy now. So I wouldn't be surprised if something like this happens in February. Now, timing as we know it, timelines shift very easily based off of circumstance. So this shifts this, shift this, shift this. It's like a domino. But as of right now, where it stands, this is what I get. So I will keep an eye on this. Stay tuned. When I get something new on it, I'll do a new video and post it just here on Telegram and YouTube. So stay tuned for part 3.